Hello there. I'm Kate Miles from the Mind Body Reset, and I'm here today to talk to you about social anxiety. Now, social anxiety disorder proper is far more than shyness. You may feel intense fear over activities like going shopping, speaking on the phone, and many of us worry about social situations, but with social anxiety, this is magnified before, during, and after the occasion. You may have a fear of blushing, sweating, falling over. You may not know how to have a conversation with people you are unfamiliar with. You might try to become invisible by wearing something unobtrusive or hiding in a dark corner. But medical social anxiety can be so extreme, it's often referred to as a phobia. Now, people with social phobia may even crave company, but fear social interactions due to extreme concerns about being ridiculed, disliked, thought of as stupid or boring, and sufferers have heightened brain responses to facial expressions which can lead to erroneous interpretations. It's not clearly understood why some of us develop social phobia, but there may be a genetic element to the disorder. Also, prior trauma and huge stresses have a major impact on our risk of developing social anxiety or social phobia. Social setting concerns could involve issues with finding the venue, not being familiar with the surroundings, not wanting to eat or drink in public, not knowing what to wear, or feeling the situation is out of control. So control or lack of it is key. When someone has suffered a great trauma, what they encountered or were subjected to was not their choice and therefore was totally out of their control. So the need to be in control becomes a long-term concern. The more terrible the experience, the keener to avoid it happening again the brain is. So our unconscious mind fills us with fear to keep us safe by making us avoid risky situations. If you don't like new places but you'll find somewhere familiar with those you know well, then you may be thinking that you're not a sufferer, and you're probably right with regards to social phobia. But if you're not keen on unknown settings, you're still experiencing some degree of social anxiety in unfamiliar territory, as your brain brings into play all those concerns it has about being in new environments or mixing with strangers, as this situation feels out of control. Now, I'm not saying you're a control freak, but as all our brains really like to feel safe, the unconscious mind literally runs the show when it perceives you to be in danger. So what exactly can you do about it? Antidepressants are an option, especially in persistent or severe cases, but as this tends to dull your emotions, the good things can also be less enjoyable. Psychotherapy can be beneficial as long as you deal with the underlying traumatic cause and therefore change your thought processes, and cognitive behavioural therapy may offer coping strategies. However, where therapy dictates going somewhere new or talking to a stranger so you relive the trauma, then challenging can become more damaging. So what else can you do to help? You can use the gradual social exposure method, which starts with whatever you feel comfortable with, like having friends round to yours. Then perhaps go out with those same people for a drink or a meal somewhere familiar. Then, if you can manage it, go to a family gathering where you know the people but the venue is unfamiliar. Then try a new place with new people whilst accompanied by one or two close allies. Now, do expect to feel nervous first though, but with each success your confidence may well start to grow. If you're more phobic than anxious, this could be too much. So you may benefit from EFT tapping, visualizations, anxiety diffusal affirmations, etc. to reduce tension first. However, now that technology means we can order anything and everything online, so we don't even have to go out or answer the phone, even ordinary social interaction can easily be avoided. So even putting one foot outside might feel just too daunting. Therefore, a more viable option might be an online social anxiety group. But don't forget our group guides. These give you access to diet, self-care techniques and lifestyle advice to help you look after yourself better and possibly even reduce your symptoms. Hopefully, you'll feel able to try online talking therapy though. As with a remote option, you can remain in familiar surroundings. So why not consider my favourite, sentimentology, which is best described as a hybrid of hypnotherapy, guided visualizations and lucid dreaming. Sentimentology can really help you clear your mental clutter, even if you don't know it's there and even if you don't want to talk about it much, so you can start to feel more confident socially. And if you're interested in hearing more, please DM me to ask a question, set up a Health Boost audit, or book a discovery call to find out how the Mind Body Reset can help support your emotional health. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful. Goodbye.